this book isn't necessarily about travel. It is about staying in hotels, which is what you do when you travel. I met Stephen through Shannon, and I knew the minute I met him that this would be a hilarious and very fun evening. Yes. So I want to thank you all for coming, and without wasting any more of your time, I present Stephen, 131.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Thanks, you guys.
Do it up.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Natalie for having me here, and then letting me have all my friends come.
Yes.
Don't break anything, anybody. Yeah, boy, thanks Shannon and Andreas for hooking me up. They actually introduced me to Natalie. Thank you for that. And then I'd like to thank all of you, of course, for coming out tonight. Hey, Paula. Yeah, great. You know, it's time is so important to all of us these days, and you know, it's tough finding the time to do anything. So I appreciate you coming out on Friday night and spending your time with me. So yeah, great. What's going on here? Who am I? What's this all about? Right? What did you guys get yourself into? Well, I'm born and raised in Southern California, from a little town, Moore Park, up north, Ventura County. It's about an hour north. And we'd come in here as teenagers, come down to Los Angeles. And then once you get old enough and your parents ask you to leave or they kick you out, then you come and move into the city. And so I moved down here in the early, or maybe in the mid-90s, and was able, and have lived here ever since. It's much nicer. What else? Some credentials about myself. Let's see here. Moore Park High School, graduate.
Oh yeah. Get some more.
Moore Park Junior College and Los Angeles City College. I have an AA degree in behavioral sciences or something. I've forgotten. And then I made my way to UCSB to be a dance major dropout. After that, I went to work in hotels. And so I've been in hotels about 17 years now. Doing it, living it. Living the dream. What else? Oh, and so yeah, so what I might not have in academics, maybe I could razzle you and dazzle you with my experience. And my beer, where's my beer? Okay. What else?
How did you decide to write the book?
Oh, the book, yes. So working in hotels all these years, and I loved writing. I've always loved writing, from junior high through high school, making little stories and comic books. And I was lucky enough to get published with a friend. We self-published in Germany, all in German, these crazy little stories from 97 to 99. Still writing and stuff like that. I was published in LA Weekly in 2005, and still writing little stories. And so when you work at a hotel and you're like doing the night shift or the graveyard shift, or it's even more lonely, you're sitting there, and the strange things happen, but I was able to bring my typewriter and type out some of these stories, like as they were happening. So most of the stories in here, some are recollections. I think I didn't start writing until the Jolly Roger at the hotel. Yeah, they're all real time, not real time, but real things happening. These maniacs, travelers, strange people, locals getting into big trouble. So yeah, that's pretty much how I came up with writing the book.
Are these mostly hotels in Los Angeles, around Los Angeles?
And I should mention that as well, yeah. All these hotels, I believe there's over a dozen, they're all in Los Angeles.
So this is like the inside of the underbelly graveyard.
Kind of, yeah. Oh yeah, and I should mention that. It's a collection, and you know, after writing all these stories, maybe I've had about 200 or 300, and then you whittle them down until I could, you know, come up with 101 fantastic stories for you guys. And I put them in chronological order so that it takes from that crummy little Motel 6 in Newbury Park, right by the In-N-Out Burger. Right. Thank you, Paul. All the way to through Venice Beach, all these places, up to Santa Monica, through the Mondrian Hotel, where I met this gentleman over here, John. And then my pinnacle of my hotel career, I was asked to be lead concierge at the Standard Hotel, where they created a position for me called right-hand man. So, that was-
Right-hand man.
What do you do as a right-hand man?
trouble. Anything and everything. It was basically, we were trying to, the W had just come out with their anything, anytime, anywhere policy.
Whatever,
whenever policy. And so we're like, all right, we're going to have the right-hand man then. But it's kind of sad, and there's children here. You just get asked for a lot more contraband than you think of anything else. I mean, there was a time when I was asked to get a helicopter from Orange County to land in downtown because they didn't like the drive kind of thing. So that was kind of fun, but mostly it's just drugs and hookers. That gets old after a while.
But you know where to find them.
But you know where to find them.
So you're the man.
So you don't say to them like, I'm sorry, $1 million man in room 103.
Oh, if they want the hooker. Well, what was one of the only ways to really, because people want that hooker and they want it right now. They don't. There's good hookers, but the good hookers have websites, and you have to spend a week beforehand and fly them into town and put them up in your own suite. But so the hookers that people want right away are always Craigslist, and that's a disaster. Several times. There's a couple in the book about that. But it's never the girl in the picture, and so he's always upset. There's black eyes and bleeding noses, and it's not too fun. But yeah, I guess I should read a couple stories now.
Yes.
All right, where's
Right there.
Is it here?
Oh, it's over.
There's a bunch of books.
There you go.
John, would you grab me a beer? Another whiskey.
Is that your right-hand man?
He's my right hand. John still works at the Mondrian. He is head honcho over there. For some good stuff. Do I have any other hotel buddies that have come here tonight? No, not really.
Ex-hotel
designer.
Ex-hotel
I know
designer.
how it goes up.
That's right.
I was your roommate when you got fired from a lot of
Yeah. Shannon was there.
Was there ever a request that you were like, oh, nope, I'm sorry, I
can't do
just can't do that? Or is it always like, yes, and then figure it out?
Yeah, always just try to
So
figure
there
it
was
out.
nothing like really crossing the line where you're like,
Unless you know that they would. No, I mean, we'd always just try to make the guests happy, even if they wanted that.
amazing.
Weren't you ever
Craigslist
afraid
hooker.
that might be an undercover cop or something?
Sometimes, yeah, but we would never really think. Most of the time, I was stoned when I was working, and so I wouldn't really think about that. But,
Did it all start at, I read the book and it's unbelievable, I think.
Yeah.
Did it all start at the hostel though?
No,
that was before the
Motel
Hotel
6. The hostel was maybe about the third or fourth hotel along the way.
You got fired so many times
So
throughout the book,
many
I'm like, I
times.
can't keep up.
Yes, because you worked at 12 different hotels in 17 years.
12 different hotels, 17
And what's happening right now?
Right now we're in Koreatown. Another hotel. Yeah, this is kind of fun. Korean people are the nicest, rudest people. Have you ever heard? Like they want it and they want it now, and so it's Koreatown, and it's a bunch of Koreans. And I should learn how to speak Korean. But and unfortunately that's not in this book. I stopped in 2010, and so it just takes up to the standard. And after that, I've since been in Beverly Hills at the Mosaic Hotel, which is right behind what's that hotel over there? The Peninsula. It's kind of right behind that, and then Shelter. So 2 hotels that I've been at that are not in this book.
So they don't read your resume and go like, this guy has a lot of jobs.
Some do. Some are like you. So you give it up every 2 years. You switch places, and I do. I think things get a little boring. Sometimes I'm forced out. I don't want to leave. But it was all in good fun. I never hurt anybody when I got fired. Well, not physically.
You're obviously good at what you do if you've gone that many, right?
Thanks, Steve.
Are rumors out there that you eventually want to have your own?
And we're going to own our own